There's this new meta. I think I showed you this because I saw it on Twitter, where like a bunch of these like centrist, quote unquote, liberal content creators are now genuinely entertaining the idea that they would rather vote for Donald Trump than me, and how I'm a more dangerous force for politics than Donald Trump, which is so crazy. It's like, why is this political discourse for you guys? Like, you should never have this conversation. This should not be a point of contention for you. How can you behave like you're a serious adult and then endlessly pontificate on who would be a bigger danger to America?
That to me, like, I don't know about you guys, but I would entertain an argument that Trump would probably be better than Hasan. Like, I'd be willing to entertain that argument.
Dude, I'm a Twitch streamer, okay? Like, I have no ambitions. I have no ambitions of higher office. Hypothetical that you've created, I'm running for office. You think someone who wants free healthcare for everybody, free college for everybody, no more wars, like, this person is further away from your espoused ideology than Donald Trump. Like, you're trying to say that I would be a bigger ever-present danger to American future than Donald Trump. It doesn't even, the hypothetical in and of itself doesn't make sense. It's like you're entertaining something that is so unimaginably stupid, right? Like a Twitch streamer running for president, but you're doing it with sincerity. It's like no different than thinking like, what if PewDiePie was the president of the world? Like,
I mean, there's also the piece of it though, where it's like, okay, so you're saying that like you look at like Donald Trump and you think of like, well, you know what that guy's brought to the table here that like Hasan just doesn't have aside from the ideology stuff? Experience and competence.
Yeah. That's their that some of the people that want to maintain their like serious posture as a political commentator have been saying like, well, I think I'd take Hasan over Trump because at least he's too incompetent to like go about his agenda. Like, it's a way to try and tackle the dangers of my ideology.
Probably be better than Hasan. Like, I'd be willing to entertain that argument.
Strategic vape hit.
Yeah, strategic.
That's like the chocolate rain, like Zete Zonde. Like, I step away from the mic to breathe. Like, I hit the vape to consider what I should say.
No. He's reading the chat. That's what he's doing. He's hitting the vape to read the chat to see like, did this work?
Yeah, like
did this idiotic take actually work within my audience?
But again, just to kind of tie it back to, like, I think Erudite is right to...
Exactly, Hutch. Trump is good. Hasan is a bad guy.
Where on the tech tree is Gulag?
I think she's right to set the parameters, you know.
This hypothetical punches at a core question within the left. If we assume Hasan will be politically ineffective, obviously Hasan, but that's because the ineffective modification of the hypothetical. In a question between an effective Hasan and an effective Kirk.
Bro, what are these thought experiments? Who gives a fuck? Who cares?
Who cares? People who have too much time on their hands, who literally the reason why I brought this up is because like these are people that unironically see politics as content. They see politics, their only understanding of the political worldview, their only understanding of political mobilization revolves around like content creators who don't have any sort of discernible moral compass, any sort of real worldview, any sort of real ideology that roots their framework. They're just simply latching on issue by issue and taking a side, taking a stance, only so they can just like have something to debate over. And it's just drama. And that's precisely the reason why this is the shit that they're entertaining. Okay, that's what. And there are, guess what? A lot of people who fancy themselves to be interested in politics online. They do care about this. This is their only way to make politics interesting.
I just have like a hard time imagining that like if I'm that guy with like the glistening dome and I'm like, you know, I'm having my coffee, I'm hitting my vape, I'm talking about the day, that what I would want to spend time, because like it's one thing to like when somebody says this about you and then like looking at it or whatever, but to like originally generate a conversation that gets to, well, who would you support? Godzilla or Mothra as the Republican nominee? Like more or less that's the level it's on. Like I start to think about, like my brain goes in a different place. I start to think about other things. Like I think about like recent meals I've had that are really good. or like,
you could talk about any number of different things that would be infinitely more productive than whatever the fuck's going on here.
Unconstrained Hasan versus.
We've already survived 4 years of Trump. I'm not convinced we survived 4 years in a Hasan-styled regime.
what is
This is just Trump at least has some vague notion of supporting America, however misguided it is. If he destroys the country, it would be a byproduct of his stupidity and narcissism. With Hasan, it would be ideological by design. He supports foreign terrorist groups, despises U.S. allies, supports historical revisionism to paint U.S. adversaries in a better light, has admitted that he would ban opposing political parties in the United States and would lock his enemies forever in re-education camps if they didn't agree with his political ideology. As an ML, he would support the creation of a single vanguard party to violently enforce all these changes. This is just what we know of Hasan's views publicly. We also know that he stated he shows that he hides his true beliefs, so he funneled people further down the radicalization pipeline. We already survived 4 years of Trump. I'm not convinced we've survived 4 years in a Hasan-styled regime.
This was a Saturday, dude. He could have been doing like, because right, like even when you're a podcaster or a streamer, like weekdays, even if they're not like such a big deal for you, how different it is from the weekend, most other people, they have jobs and normal things. So like weekends are where you see and get to, spend time with other people. On a Saturday, he like wrote a chapter of a book about this.
I want to destroy America by reorienting our economy to focus more on improving the material conditions of every single person. This is the true death and destruction for America. This is political discourse. This is a peak of political discourse for some many who consider this to be like a brilliant take. But my point is, for these guys, I'm worse than like they're saying. I'm worse than like actually tackling a political ideology that they find to be scary. Like they don't want to say like socialized medicine is terrifying. They don't want to say like socialism is a terrifying ideology like in the past, their counterparts would have done, right? Mm-hmm. They don't take the William F. Buckley position, but instead they just like posture against a figure that they have designed as like this great evil. And in a handful of people, like a select few people online, that actually does invoke response. Like people do actually hear that and go, yeah, you're right. He is a scary person. Like, and all of his ideologies are scary.
This constrained Hasan, these are two different outcomes, right? But unconstrained Hasan versus unconstrained Trump. Actually, I think Trump would be worse. Hang on a second.
Wow. I'm glad that he's working himself to a position where like a fucking right-wing fascist piece of shit that's doing mass deportations of migrants while simultaneously destroying the global trade design that America actually invented that is greatly beneficial for America in general. That guy might be a little bit worse than a fucking Twitch streamer that believes in being steadfast in his approach to anti-war and wants the American government to fucking
can you
better
even be
serve.
the president?
I could, yes. I was born here.
No, you're not unk enough yet.
That's true. But
that's what I was getting at. I wasn't talking about geography.
Well, I'm 34. I got one more year. I got one more year.
Conversation's moot anyway.
Yeah.
Wait a year. Yeah, that's my message to these perverts in general. Wait a year.
Yeah.
I think it's really fucked up that this is what Northern Lion does now.
Dude, come on. Don't come after my goat like that. Northern Lion would never.
He would never. He's great.
This man is tarnishing the... Hasan is worse. This whole discourse is making me want to kill myself.
A conscious robot, we agree on that.
I like that his mods constantly shit on him. You suck right now. That's what one of his mods said.
Pick your poison.
Like Hutch, we'd be in camps. Hutch, we'd be in camps under Hasan. This is such a dumb hypothetical.
Pick your poison.